such a time as this.
And welcome back to For Such a Time as This, the place where there is no such thing as a silent witness. Going to start off with a text we usually have gone to, given the climate of our culture. Ezekiel 18. Every Christian who struggles with DEI, systemic racism, reparations, oppressor and oppressed communities. Ezekiel 18:19 says, "Yet you say, why should not the son suffer for the iniquity of the father? When the son has done what is just and right and has been careful to observe all my statutes, he shall surely live. The soul who sins shall die. The son shall not suffer for the iniquity of the father, nor the father suffer for the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon himself, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon himself." This foolishness that is going on in our culture now, oppressed and oppressors, that somehow the systems and the past, because of what people have done in the past, now should be rectified by their children. That somehow, specifically in this country, the United States of America, and apparently in South Africa, because of the sins or the misdoings of whites decades and centuries ago, that somehow the whites today, the white culture, the white community should pay for the sins of their fathers. Somehow the systemic, quote unquote, systemic systems, whites are now responsible for what their forefathers have done. This has happened now in South Africa. And the current administration, the Trump administration, has brought into the United States some white South Africans who are in fear of their lives. And somehow the Democrats and the liberals here are saying, no, send the white people back to South Africa so that they can meet their demise, that they are not correct refugees because they're white. And let me be nice, some man on some news station says the white South Africans should suffer because of their forefathers. Here he goes.
These are the descendants of the people who created the most diabolical system of white supremacy in human history, apartheid. They're not directly responsible for it, but it was a system that actually moved black people off of the arable land. So they inherited the land that the black people had to give up. It was called forced removal. It was something called a Bantustan policy, where they moved black people out of the cities and farmlands into these remote areas with non-arable land. I mean, it was just one of the most worst processes ever. But what has happened in this strange, bizarre world we're living in is that the Afrikaners have become the darling of these right-wing white supremacist movements around the world. That it's like the lost cause for them. It's like the old Confederacy. They're held up as these white Christians who are being dispossessed of their land. It's like this is a modern replacement theory in a country where, by the way, white people make up 7% of the population and own 78% of the farmland. So it's actually, there's no injustice here.
There's no injustice here. How about they're just white people who want to live? They don't want to die at the hands of other people. He said there's no injustice here. Now, we can debate about what happened in the past, but is there a justification for this? Blacks in South Africa dancing, prancing, calling for the murder of white farmers, the Boers? He says there's no injustice here. This sort of looks like injustice to me. Look at this.
Kichi, kichi, kichima. Simranko
Shoot to kill.
Kill the poor, the farmer. Kill the poor, the farmer. Brr, pa, pa. Brr, pa, pa. Attention.
Shoot to kill. The farmer. The boer. The white farmer. Shoot to kill. Pow, pow. That seems like injustice to me. That you want to kill someone because of what their fathers have done. Now, we can go back, if you can, and we can discuss some form of compensation, but no injustice? They're not refugees? Thank you for MSNBC for that clip. No, look at this again.
Shoot to kill.
Shoot to kill.
Kill the poor.
Shoot to kill. Shoot to kill. Kill the boer. As a Christian, whenever you hear foolishness based on race, based on someone's ancestry, yet you say, why should not the son suffer for the iniquity of the father? Right? Verse 20, the soul who sins shall die. The son shall not suffer for the iniquity of the father, nor the father suffer for the iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon himself, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon himself. You cannot take what my father has done. My father, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, my great-great-great-great-grandfather, his sins, you cannot take his sins and make me responsible for them. You know who does that? The devil. And if you believe in the scriptures, you should welcome the South Africans because they're trying to kill them, and they have killed many in South Africa. You welcome them, and as a country, you encourage, if not demand, that the blacks stop killing whites because of what the whites' ancestors did. That's not right. That's not right. And as Christians, we should have enough courage to speak the truth of God's word and let the chips fall where they may. Never, never should we be ashamed of God's word, because he is God and we are not.
For such a time as this,